We finally made it here. The whole purpose of my existence right here is to find the best movie of the year. And 2025, at least for me, in movie watching, is now done. Done. So let's go through it. With some of these, I've never even had the chance to talk about them here because I only made this halfway through last year. So they've been missed, but they're going to make it onto this list now so I can talk about them, and that's great. So at number 10, it's Sorry Baby. This is Eva Victor's debut as a screenwriter, as a director, as an actor, and it's so unbelievable that someone could make a feature-length film like this their first time doing it. That is just mind-blowing to me. I'm really excited to see what else they do from here. I thought it was such an excellent take on the lingering effects of trauma and how we pass it on generationally. They've immediately sold me on what they can do. Next at number 9 is Weapons. Zach Krieger is officially a hot commodity with this and Barbarian. And he already has 2 more films in the pipeline with Resident Evil coming out this very year. So thrilled for him, thrilled for that. You know it's a good horror movie when it even gets Oscar nominations. And that's what this movie is. Really, really good. Since I saw this trailer, I was pumped. It's so fun to have an actually interesting mystery that nails the ending. Like, I always feel like these kind of movies that sell this really cool premise really struggle to stick the landing. And this one does. And it's great for it. That ending scene where Amy Madigan's character is getting chased by those kids genuinely was incredible and is well worth the price of admission for that scene alone. Number 8 is Train Dreams. This is one of those movies that when I finished it, I just couldn't move out of my seat in the theater. I was floored, just so completely moved by the story of a seemingly mundane life of this man. It was a really special experience for me. I went by myself and was in a screening with maybe 2 or 3 other people in a small cinema. And I wasn't expecting anything special from it really, but man, I was wrong. This blew me away. Here is the millionth reason why movies should always be experienced on the big screen. Do you really think this movie would have had the same effect on me had I watched it at home on my TV for the first time? No way. At number 7, it's Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Yes, Rian Johnson. Yes, son. You can keep making these for the rest of your life. I will watch them all. I love it. Make that Muppets mystery with Benoit Blanc. I'm there. I'm sad. I would be there every day of the week. They're just so enjoyable. This is the 3rd one, and it's probably my favorite. I watched this 3 times in the theater because, again, this is a movie that deserves to be seen on the big screen and not at home, Netflix. This movie finally has put me on the Josh O'Connor train as well. I'm not sure I really saw it before, but when I finished this, I was just like, man, I totally get it. And now I'm super in his corner. Whatever he makes, I'm there. So for number 6, It Was Just an Accident. Snubbed at the Oscars. This absolutely should have been nominated for Best Picture, and I can't believe it wasn't. This is Jafar Panahi's latest film and is easily his most digestible and funniest yet. It probably has the best ending of any film this year, and even in recent memory. To be honest, it's just bone-chilling how that film ends. And it deserves far more recognition for what it accomplishes than it has gotten. At numero 5, Sentimental Value. Maybe I should have said that in Swedish. If anything, I feel like this movie is still underappreciated for the gem that it is. And it was in my top 4 for the year before it really recently got knocked out by something else. It has stunning performances by Renata Rensve, Inga Ibsdotter Lilius, Stellan Skarsgård, and it has the best performance by an inanimate object this year from the house in this film, which if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. It's just incredible that they can assign all this value to this inanimate object in the film, and I get it. You know, it's this emotionally charged, honest look at family dynamics, and everyone can relate to this. So really, really loved this one. At number 4, it's Mighty Supreme. Of course, this movie was making it onto the list. Every movie from here is genuinely fantastic, and it could really go in any order. But I guess because I saw this most recently, maybe it hasn't had the time to build on me. I love this movie still, though. It took me a long time to see it, but when I finally did, I wasn't disappointed. It's just got this kinetic, non-stop energy to it that pulls zero punches, with an incredible partnership between Josh Safdie and Timothée Chalamet. And it just leads to this fantastic final product. And yes, I do think Timothée is going to win the Oscar. He just oozes charisma and charm in every scene he is in. At my screening, I got a Mighty Supreme ping pong ball, which I'm just pumped about. Actually, the coolest thing ever. I also got a poster, so I'm very easy to win over. Just give me merch, and I love your movie. Although this was a great movie, even without the merch, of course. A monumental film about being in your 20s and thinking you will never die. Okay, number 3. Maybe controversial. I'm not sure many people would have this at number 3, but one battle after another. Of course, this had to be here. This is the movie that I believe will win the Best Picture Oscar this year, and will finally cement Paul Thomas Anderson as one of the greatest filmmakers of our generation, and perhaps of all time, if he wasn't already in that conversation. This is an astounding feat that this film got made, the amount of hurdles that it had to jump through to even get its funding and to get off the ground. It's amazing that it's here today, but it's so important that it is. It's extremely topical to the world we live in today, and I think it's going to age well. It has some all-timer performances in this, as well as a breakout from Chasing Finley, who I thought was excellent and was unlucky not to get an Oscar nomination. But I'm sure she'll be back. And number 2, it's 28 years later. This comes as no surprise to anyone that has been watching these videos, but yay, I can talk about it again. Genuinely my most surprising film of the year, in terms of I just wasn't expecting that much, but I was floored. I was knocked off my feet. I recently rewatched it, and it's still amazing. I still can't believe how much I love it. I think people are going to look back on this film as a classic in the future. Genuinely underappreciated in its time. There are just things in this movie that I can't get out of my head, and a large part of that is due to Ralph Fiennes just blowing me away. Of course, there are other really good performances in this, but especially him, what he is doing when he's introduced at the end, just blows my mind, man. And it even has the perfect follow-up to it out in cinemas right now. So go see Bone Temple, please. Please, if you take one recommendation from me, go see Bone Temple, assuming you've seen 28 Years Later already. It's so good. And finally, at number 1, it's not hard to guess, it's Sinners. I recently bought this on 4K to see how it held up out of the cinema, and it's still magic. It's the perfect combination of blockbuster filmmaking with this thematic heart that makes it worthy of all the accolades that it's been winning. It's backed up by these performances by Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo and Haley Steinfeld and Miles Caden and Jack O'Connell and Wunmi Basaka, who are all just doing amazing. This movie is stacked. I think any film that manages to stay relevant from when it came out in April to awards season now clearly has staying power, and there's clearly something to it. And this movie has entered the zeitgeist, and there's no getting out of it. Ryan Coogler is an expert at his craft, and so articulately explains in all his interviews how he made this film and why it's so special. And it's just a joy to see. That music scene where we go on this journey through the areas of black art is so special, and it's probably the best scene in a movie that I saw in 2025. Such an amazing way to interpret the generational connection that music can provide. Ultimately, though, Coogler made a movie about vampires a hit, and that in itself is pretty damn impressive if you ask me. All this is why I think it's worthy of the number 1 spot. But now it's your turn. What was your best movie of 2025 and why? I'd love to hear from you, and please back it up. Explain exactly why I'm wrong and you're right. Otherwise, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, letterboxd, and YouTube at Films with Darcy. 2026 is shaping up to be a massive year for film, and I will be covering it all. So follow me on this journey. Thank you, and thanks for watching.